to see you. Welcome to Pop Alternative.
Thank you. Hello.
You know, it's crazy because now you've dealt with this for 3 seasons, but it's a weird kind of crazy feeling of like, when it's going to drop, it's in your hands, and then boom, it's in the hands of the world and it's out of your hands. Now it's like, are you getting used to it, or is it still weird with season three?
Oh, each season has been a completely unique experience, is what I would say. I was unprepared for season one. That caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Season two was fun because I had a little thicker skin. I was ready to go. And that was really fun. The whole night, the night it dropped, I was just on Twitter, just like knowing the episodes that were gonna like surprise people, like waiting for them to get to it in live time. That was maybe one of the more fun nights. And then this season, the fever for the show was at an all-time high in a way that it wasn't for the first 2 seasons. So fans had like countdowns going. I mean, it was awesome. I that's my favorite part. I love when it's no longer in my hands, and I finally, because I feel like I protect it from like each stage, and then I get to just give it to the world.
And then it gets kind of disseminated to the world in an interesting way because across all the time zones, right? Because it reaches so
Yeah.
many countries in Netflix, so it's like you'll wake up depending where you are, and like people have already binged everything, right?
It's wild that you spend like a year and a half to 2 years on something, and every detail. It's like, do I like
Mhm.
this shirt or do I like this shirt? Do I like this song on this scene or do I like this song on this scene? And like every little, should she say it this way or should she say that? And every which take, can I cut the scene together with like all the different takes, and like what one makes this person cry? Like I'll show it to my family and I'll be like watching them, like, where do you cry? Like, right. And so it's every detail, and then people watch it in a day and you're
I
like,
know. I was speaking to Ray as well because we know a new season is coming, but it's like we're just like, let's just focus on the fact that season three is finally out, right? And then we'll deal with like season four when it gets closer.
well, I'm already in season 4. It's here for
Yes.
me. I'm halfway through the writer's room with the writers right now. I'm doing this since I should be in the writer's room
No,
right now.
absolutely. Well, I appreciate the time. I do want to say one of the coolest things about this show, and I'm wondering if you had a chance to kind of talk about this a little bit with the writers and the creators as well, is different characters are in different stages of growing up, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You even look at the older characters, and I think you do an amazing job of highlighting the different stages that people are kind of dealing with growing up, grief, personal issues. And I'm wondering from a, creative perspective, what's that balance like with those characters, knowing that you have younger characters and older characters that are all at different stages of self-reflection, so to speak?
Sure. Well, my season one, our Netflix executive Cole, who I love, said something that was right, which is it's really a coming of age tale for both Ginny and Georgia, and I think
Yes.
that's really smart. But my personal take on it is like no one ever really grows up. Like it's a trick. Don't do it. So I just think we're all in like constant change, flux, movement, and even if someone in their older age gets like a little bit more inflexible, that's movement too. Like, because then how do you challenge that? How do you push that? And we're all in conversation with our past, as much as we are with our present. So I think that the show, I don't know if anyone really feels fully grown up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's interesting as well because, like you mentioned, you have, Ginny and Georgia and their circles and their relationships and their friends. And you have kind of, um, certain characters that show up that are there for characters when they need them, and then certain
Yeah.
people that are not there. And some new characters come in, and I think it's really cool. Ty Duran did a great job, Wolf, this season, and then you also have, Sophie Humberly's back as Sophie, so it's like that. So how do you also kind of like what's that like for you as well, bringing in those characters because they show up for a couple episodes here and there, but they're important in regards to like what we talked about, the growth of the
Mhm.
storylines as well. I know we focus on the main characters, but those characters are very important as well.
They're all really important. I mean, it's interesting because when you're creating a character, the first question to ask is how do they exist in regards to Ginny and Georgia? Because they need to exist for a purpose
Yeah.
to service Ginny or Georgia. But then once you figured that out, then you can have so much fun, like building that character, giving them depth. I mean, a character, if you do it right, is just a person, and each person is complicated, you know? So if you deepen your characters enough, they should feel very real. And I think that's something that is half the job of the writers, and then honestly, half the job of the actors. And I think that the characters on this show, you know, love them or hate them, change your mind on them and get mad at them, get whatever, but they feel real.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Wolf has very good taste in music. We should say that.
No, I would
He has
not.
great taste in music. He's got metal. I mean, I'm sure you've heard about this because Ray and I talked about it. But
Oh,
the song in episode 6, Lifeblood by Brandon Sacrifice, that was a song that I showed Ray.
yeah,
And it's in Ginny
really.
Georgia now.
That's so funny. Well, I know Ray's a metalhead. So when we were doing, because when you have a smaller character who's only going to be in it, and Ty did such a good job of just breathing in a new kind of fresh air and fresh energy to the show this season. I love what he did. And that character's a little bit based on someone I know, and so that, and I love that person. So it was all anyway. But no, when we knew that Wolf was going to be sending Ginny a song, we wanted, like, that's such an opportunity to like change the moment, right? And
Yeah.
such a sad moment, and you just need that slight shift. And we always balance the heavy and the light.
Yeah.
And it's also, you talked earlier about, you know, the characters feeling like real, even if they're only in it a little bit. And like, that's just an opportunity. Like, what does he listen to that you wouldn't expect? So Wolf sends her that song, and I don't listen to metal. Like, I don't know metal at all, hands in the air. But like Ray is the funniest person I know. Ray has all these like secret interests that you're like, wait, what? And like, he's such a metalhead. So yeah, he sent me that song. He sent me a list of songs, and they were all way too expensive. And I was like, try again, Ray. And then he sent me another list that was more budget friendly, and that was in that. So that's so funny. You sent him that
Yeah, so
song.
a lot of those songs were songs that I showed Ray.
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
I
it
actually know
worked
the band.
perfectly. The
Well,
band killed it.
I talked to Kyle from Brand of Sacrifice. They were stoked, like, so they're really happy about it. So
Oh my God. Have him reach out to me, because they
I
made
will. I wanted to meet Ray because Ray is like a really big, like, it's one of Ray's favorite bands, and like
I
I've
know.
interviewed him on my show, and I used to be a concert promoter, and now I'm in film now. So yeah, it's a small world, but it's like Ray and I bonded over metal music, and he told me on my interview I did with him like last week. He's
Yeah.
like, "You're kind of in the show this year because you showed me Lifeblood." I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, so yeah, small
It's
world.
crazy how like Scott sent a song into me that I also put on the show this season. Like, it's very collaborative, the process,
Yeah.
right? And I'm very like, it's a lot to have. And like, you have, you know, you have the music people, and but like, it's a lot. Like, it's nice to get input from everyone else, right? And especially with
100%.
music, because I'm so limited with like what I like, right? And I can do that all day, but then branching out, it's awesome to be able to have people weigh in. And
Well, if Wolf needs new songs for season 4, you know where to find me.
perfect. Honestly, yeah, I that moment worked so well too. Like, it's such a funny moment. And then at the end of that scene, if
Yep.
you remember, at the end of that scene, she goes, play that song again, and it goes off them like jamming out a second time, and then
Yep.
they get sad.
They posted it on their Instagram. I don't know if you saw. They
I
posted the
didn't.
clip on their Instagram.
No. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go look for
I'll
it.
send
I'll
it over to
repost
your team.
it.
Yeah. They
No,
posted it, the
I've
whole
been
thing.
reposting. It's hard to see everyone, honestly, and I'm in the writer's room.
No,
Just
absolutely.
my fake job as like a influencer, where I'm running the BTS account, which
Yes.
so I'll find it and I'll repost it, because I've been trying to repost all the artists. But no, for that last scene, for that last moment, that wasn't scripted. And the scene was supposed to just end. And it was feeling like it needed a button. Like, the Liz and the director and I were huddled at the monitor, and I was like, she's like, it needs a button. It needs a button. Can you just give me something for them to say? I was like, no, they've said everything they need to say in this scene. And I was like, have Georgia play that song again. And then they did it, and it was like killer. Ugh.
No, absolutely. And then 2 quick questions. I mean, I know you like I know right now you're figuring out, season 4 and everything, but I do want to ask, like, you know, it's become like a Ginny and Georgia thing where you leave us on cliffhangers where we need to figure out things. And I'm just wondering, what is the mindset, you know, coming back for a cliffhanger from a writing creative perspective? Like, is it challenging? Do you kind of have like a certain route you want to go to mindset wise? I'm just curious about that.
I think the show is very full throttle, and it's a little bit brave in the sense that it breaks a lot of the rules of how you're supposed to like write a script, frankly,
Mhm.
or tell a story for TV.
Yep.
Um, like, and each season changes a lot, which just keeps my executives on their toes a little because they're like, okay, like great, and I'm like, we're changing again, like now we're doing something different. So when you have a cliffhanger like that, it really forces you to change your story,
Mhm.
really, because it's like you have to pay it off, and they're big
Sure.
life-changing cliffhangers that are going to change the world of your characters. Like Georgia
Yep.
getting Ginny finding out her mom is a murderer changes the world for that character, right?
100%.
Georgia getting arrested changes the world for that character, and then Georgia finding out she's pregnant and her parents realizing where she is, or her mom and her stepdad realizing where she is. I mean, that changes the world for the character.
Absolutely. How many times have people texted you, who's the father? Has it been a
I
lot?
get asked it a lot, and I know who the father is. I'm not telling anyone.
Of course you do.
I'm not telling anyone. No, okay, but I knew. I will say this. I knew who the father was, but our writers' room, they're all returning writers. They really know the show, and we
Yeah.
we have so much fun in that writers' room, and we get into it. Like it's an intense room. It's the best, frankly. But I went into the writers' room this season, and I was like, all right, here's who the father is. Changed
Mhm.
my mind. And then we like went at it for like a week, maybe not a full week. Time has no meaning to me because we were also,
I know time is so crazy.
it's so crazy. But yeah, so we went at it, and then we were like debating, like if this person's the father, then this, and this. But if that person's the father, this, that, and the other. And like we like went at it, and I'll get my mind changed in the writers' room all the
Mhm.
time, like all the time.
Absolutely.
And but I will say for like a day we changed it, and then I was, you know what, no, and we changed it back. So it's who I originally wanted it to be.
Absolutely. And then last thing, super quick before we wrap up, and you could totally be like, you have to wait and see. You could totally cop out because I'm putting you on the spot. Is there anything cool that you could say about season 4 that you might not have said before that you're allowed to say without getting in trouble? Or you could just say you'll have to wait until I write it.
I mean, I want to give something because there's so much cool happening. I will say the cool thing for me about season 4 is now that season 3 has come out, because we had started the room before season 3 came out. And now we're going to take, like, we're pushing story forward every day in the room, right? And we're going to take Monday to stop, not push story forward, and really talk about all of the commentary and the reactions to season 3. Because, like, I'm all over, like, I'll read the Twitter, I'll read the Reddit, I'll look at the TikToks. I love them. But
Yeah, you're very like
I
present
mean,
in that world. It's really
well,
awesome.
I think it makes my work better. I mean, that's
Yep.
why I love it. It feels like I grew up in theater. I come from a theater background, so it is very weird to pour your soul into something and to have every little decision matter, and then to like be alone on your couch when the world sees it and
Yep.
not get that like applause and cast party and like real feeling of. So for me, when like seeing that stuff from the fans, and good and bad, like I love both, and I really do. I think it elevates my work. It makes me think deeper about things. And so we're going to bring that into the writer's room. So I will say, what's exciting about season 4 is just the right, like at this stage when I'm only dealing with the writers, it's just how inspired I get by the other writers, because the writers
Yeah.
are phenomenal. Mhm.
I appreciate you giving me something because I know it's a tough one because I know how it works. You're not allowed to say things, but season 3 of Ginny and Georgia is streaming out worldwide on Netflix, so they can check that out. And we will get season 4 when we get season 4. We're super excited about it. It was so great chatting with you, Sarah. Thank you so much for your time.
Give Ray, Nikki, and Umberly my love. I love them.
Absolutely. And there's you have an Instagram account, but there's a really cool Ginny and Georgia BTS account that they have to follow on Instagram, right?
Yeah, follow both. I'm Slampy, and then I run the BTS account, which I fell into accidentally. I'll be so for real about that. But yeah, I run the account for some reason.
Awesome. And they can check out the new Popternative digital magazine cover with Nikki Ramel that's on there too, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh my God, she looked insane.
Absolutely. It was a really good one. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative. Previous episodes. Until next time, this is Sarah Lampert and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.